Welcome to Black Queens Uncut. Grab your wine, your vape, or whatever you need to relax because we're about to get into this queen chat. I'm Monique Loveless. Queens, introduce yourselves.
Hey guys, what's up? It's Kiki Boom Boom.
What's up, guys? My name is TK Trinidad.
And I'm so excited today because we have a certified professional astrologer, Reiki practitioner, and founder of Astro Fashionista. And her name is Tamerri Ater-Ntonni. I said it right?
Yes.
We're so excited to have you today. Today is kind of like our motivational through astrology because as you know, we're pre-recording, so we're in January, and it's super, I think everybody is anxious for this time to see what January brings because 2020 brought some shit, some ups, downs. You know, some people wasn't going through it as bad as others, but others were really down and out. So we're hoping you have some good news for us today. Amir. Like, we're crossing our fingers. Like, can we get some motivation, sis?
I know. 2020 has been a whirlwind. And you know what? Astrologers have been calling this out for years. So astrology is just about cycles. So we can always predict the type of energy that's going to come in when there's a certain cycle. So 2020 was all about the Saturn, Pluto conjunction. You guys don't need to know what that means, but just know it's very heavy energy. And we knew structures were going to change. There was going to be death, like indestructible, whenever something dies, metaphorically, it's reborn, right? So it's like a tearing down of old structure. And I was writing about this in my newsletter because the conjunction happened in January of this year. But I think the magnitude of what happened was not predicted. Like, I'm sure there's some people that saw, like, I never foresaw a virus implementing all the changes we were going to see. Like, I knew there was going to be financial changes. I knew there was going to be business affected. But I thought it was more, and I've always thought it's going to be something that needed to happen, like something that we needed as the world, right? And Uranus is in Taurus, so that means changing finances, climate change, all these things, but it's all happening at once. And so I think that's why everyone's super overwhelmed because we can't catch a break. And so 2021 is like coming out of the storm. So it's not going to be over. I'm going to just say that right now. It's not like, oh, January 1st, everything, we're going outside, no more. Like, no, it's going to be a slow progression. 2021 is about setting up the new processes that we need to get out of 2020. So that's going to involve, there's going to be a lot of innovation in science. It's going to be about people. We're putting people first. It's been very business, me centered, I would say for a while now. And now we're starting to see that people are important. And so anyone that's not on the humanitarian train is going to be left behind because we can see as a collective, we're all affected by each other. Like even if we're in a different side of the world, we're affected. We're all energies connected on this earth. So 2021 is going to be, we're going to see new social media platforms probably popping up. I feel like Clubhouse is such that I'm like, dang, this is so Jupiter and Saturn moving into Aquarius because we're seeing new technology.
Oh my gosh.
It's so crazy. We're going to see.
My bad. I don't mean to cut you off. But
no, go ahead.
It's been a survivor tool for me lately. Like, I have to admit, it has definitely been a place where I go because I realize we connect with people every day, but you never realize how much you connect with people every day. And when that's taken out of the table and that's taken off the table, it's kind of like, damn, I miss people. Like, who thought we would ever say that? But you're like, damn, I miss people. I miss getting hugs. I miss the connection, just everything you do, like sitting down for brunch with your girls and just not having to wear a mask every time you get out of the car and think about, putting on your armor and stuff. So I definitely feel like Clubhouse has been a lifesaver lately for me.
Yeah.
I have to admit it. So
I'm ashamed.
Kiki.
I'm ashamed because I have a love-hate relationship with Clubhouse because in one aspect it does pass time and it's cool. But then certain rooms, it's just people who think that they have knowledge in what they're talking about and they don't. And I'm like,
social media in general.
Add a wrap it up son button. Because once you add a wrap it up sign button, we can stop a lot of mess. But once you find a really good room, because I was in a Sagittarius room because I'm a Sag, and that was cool. And then this morning I was in a room about like horoscopes. So like I like stuff like that. So I feel like once you filter out everything, it's a good time. And like Monique says, you're talking, it's like the party line. I don't want to age.
That's what I'm saying. It's a party line. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the party line. So yeah. I'm ashamed of how much time I do spend Clubhouse.
And I know TK is quiet like right now, but TK, you're an Android user and it's only an iPhone user.
First off, I am aware of it. I've got invites to it. I've been in the rooms. Unlike Monique, I'm thriving during this like pandemic. Like I don't get the invites for brunch because you can't go to brunch. So it's just like I'm getting so much done. I'm getting like my meditation, my whole Zen is all like there. So like I've always kind of been that person. My mom's rule of thumb is like, yo, you were born alone, so like figure it out. So like I'm good right now. Like I'm like, oh, okay, everybody's in my bubble, but I get it that people, like some people, you need that like all that interaction. But yeah, once you get to a little bit too much talking for me, I'm like, I'm out. I don't have I feel that. I don't have the capacity to kind of stay in it and have conversations. Like I don't know you, I'm good. So maybe one day, but I ain't about it.
They said the Android one is different. They don't have the same link as the iPhone. So the Android
That's not cool though.
But you know what's interesting to Tamerri?
Android users off.
I was gonna say, you know what's interesting to Tamerri, because you said like next year you feel like a lot of things are going to start coming like apps and stuff. On Twitter is now creating something called Spaces, which is competing with Clubhouse.
Oh my, I can't, too much. I don't have time for these platforms.
It's too much.
I don't have time. I'm sorry.
So when you said that, I was like, yeah, there's a lot of apps coming. I'm like,
too much.
Twitter's turning into Instagram. Instagram's turning into a flea market, and then Facebook.
Yeah.
It's just too
flea
much.
market.
Flea market. It is a flea market or
market.
group. That's true though. That's the only reason I use
it's TikTok. I'm like, I don't want to buy anything. I just want to see my likes. Where's that?
Right.
So it's interesting that you say that.
To the basic Instagram chronological order, and I mean, I would do that.
Yeah. I want to know everyone's sign before it's a Sag, TK. What's your sign? Oh, I can't see.
We can't see TK. You got to say it.
Oh, I can't hear her either.
You on mute? You on mute?
I'm not on mute. My mic is good.
Okay, there you go. Leo. Okay.
A true Leo wouldn't say I'm a Leo, but gonna show the necklace.
Oh,
like you gonna make Tamerri scream.
You already know.
Right. A true Leo.
I can't help if I be getting gifts. Like it was
so
just
funny.
Tamerri said, "Tell me your sign." You gonna show her the necklace?
You already know. I don't even have to say. I'm the Leo. That's so funny.
I love Leos though, but true Leo.
That's hilarious. Okay,
I'm gonna do all three because
tell me all three.
We as Scorpios get a bad reputation. So I'm a Scorpio sun sign, moon sign is Taurus, and my ascendant sign is Gemini.
Okay, all right. So that makes sense. Okay, so I'm a Taurus sun, Scorpio rising, moon sign, Aquarius.
Ooh.
So yeah.
I'm a Taurus moon as well.
Taurus moon. That's my husband, Taurus moon. Okay, come through.
I don't know.
Okay, TK, we're gonna have to get you. We'll figure that out before.
It's like a Taurus somewhere. I don't know. I looked it up and
okay. I love it.
I'm just good with Leo. It's pretty much
I'm good.
Whatever they say. It's usually
on brand.
Yeah,
on brand.
Yeah, I'm a Scorpio, and the other night Kiki hosted a Clubhouse thing, and they were bashing Scorpio so bad.
Oh yeah.
Like
I do feel like Scorpios and Geminis get a bad rap.
They're the two most bad rap in the whole zodiac. You know what? There's negative. There's positive and negative expressions of every sign. And by the way, we have every sign in our chart, so you can't ever say there's going to be one energy that you might be more here to work on in this life, but we all have that energy. We need all 12 signs. That's the world. So you can't bash one sign. So I love Scorpios. I'm a ride for my Geminis too. I don't discriminate in the zodiac. And that's kind of what I do, is to help people kind of figure out what their chart is about so they can show up as their best selves every day. So shout out to all the Scorpios and Geminis that have it rough in these streets.
Right, exactly. Because we do. People be like, "Oh, you're a Scorpio." And the funny part is, and I say this every time we do this episode, is I have all Scorpio women around me. So like my mom is a Scorpio, my grandma was a Scorpio, my favorite cousin is a Scorpio. The girl, my god kids, their mom is a Scorpio. Her and my mom's birthday are actually on the same day.
That's a lot of water.
So I know I'm surrounded by Scorpios too, so I get it.
Yeah, I'm surrounded by Scorpios. I think we get each other. Like, it's kind of like one of those things, like, we're cool when we're cool, leave me alone when I don't really want to be bothered. And then we understand each other. Like, we can pick up and still not feel personal about it, I think. So yeah, but that was just off on a tangent. Anyway,
I know we could go on and on. I was about to be like, okay, let me tell everything about each one of your signs, what I love, but we can stay on topic. So, okay.
Right. I'm like, oh,
we can follow up with a part 2.
Definitely. So this is one of the questions I have, because I feel like, everybody's all about manifesting. What are some things that we can do to manifest the things we want in our life, especially with 2021, everybody kind of expecting I think everybody has more hope. That's what I think it really is. It's just more hope. Now that we'll have a new administration officially. And what are some things that we can do to kind of manifest the life that we want coming into 2021?
Yeah, I love this question. I definitely consider myself a master manifester, but I think there's 2 sides of the coin. So first I'll answer the question. Manifesting, buzzy word, but it starts with obviously getting clear on what you want, right? And I always ask people, why do you want what you want? Because there's a lot of times we want things and we just want them, but we don't know why, where that's stemming from, whether it's more money. Okay, why? You just want financial security because of how you were raised when you were young. You know what I mean? There's all these like nuances to why we want the things we want. So first thing is getting clear on that and putting that intention out in your mind. Then you want to put it to paper. So I believe in the power of writing things. Vision boards, I know, are a big thing. So whatever you have to do to kind of visualize and see it is a part 2. A part 3 is following up with action and intent. So if you have things on your list and they're like a super stretch goal and you don't know how you're going to get there, break it down and like, okay, so what are the steps I can take to get there, and start acting on those steps, even if it's a little thing, because a part of the universe and co-creating and ancestors, because I'm very spiritual, so I believe we're getting pushed from a spiritual higher power. They want to see that you're really committed and ready for this too. So there might things you might have to fail before you get that thing that you want, but you won't know until you try. So you take the action steps to get there, slow and little by little, and you'll start to see little synchronicities happening where like somebody will be dropped into your life, like, oh my God, I'm looking for this designer for my logo, or, oh my God, I have a man I want you to date. Like things will show up in your life because you're co-creating. But one key part that I think people leave out is to let it go. So you have to know that it's coming. Like if there's any doubt in your mind that, oh, I don't know, it's not going to come to you. You have to believe it's going to happen. And part of believing is letting it go and being grateful for the things that are in your life today. Because there's things that are in your life today that you prayed for. Are you appreciative of those things? And are you telling God, the universe, ancestors that you appreciate them? So I think there's levels to it. And so, and then you'll start to see things unfold. And the more that you see that you've created things in your life, the more confident you get about creating more things in your life. So it's just a continuous cycle. And the part of the 2021 that I wanted to mention is that, like, part of the accepting is accepting the lesson in where we are today. So even though it is a difficult year, and I recognize people that have gotten sick, people that have lost their jobs, people that have lost their businesses, like that's no joke, right? Like there's some people that are homeless. It's hard for me to sit here and tell homeless people, you better be grateful for what's going on. You know what I mean? That it's easy for me to be in this position and say that, but there is a lesson in everything that we experience. So I want, like, for me, 2020, like, I'm going to say, like, TK, I've actually had an amazing year considering everything that's happened. But I think a lot of it has been me accepting too where I am and accepting things as they are and knowing that this is not permanent. Nothing in life is permanent, not the good times or the difficult times. So once you have that mindset, when you're centered within yourself, you're able to ride these types of waves. So that's just the thing I wanted to say about the 2020, 2021 energy.
Right. I totally agree. Ladies, let me know. Is there something I'll kind of go first. I'll throw myself. I am a person who, and me and my best friend talk about this all the time. Like, I'm a manifester. I always call myself, I'm a manifester. And I do a lot though. It's work to manifest though, because I wake up and I have a whole morning routine. Like, TK will text me at like 7, 6, 8 o'clock in the morning, 9 o'clock in the morning. And I'm like, listen, I do not answer or look at my phone until like 11 o'clock, because I have like a 2-hour routine that I do for manifesting, especially when I wake up. That's your portal. When you wake up, boom. You're still clear, because I listen to a lot of Abraham Hicks.
Yes, I used to listen to that religiously. Yes,
I love Abraham Hicks. So yes, I do a lot of, I listen to the audios. I make sure that I do some reading. I meditate. I make sure that I fill my mind first with only the positive things that I know are going to push me forward. I write. I like to call it brain drain. I like to, because once you start doing it, your brain starts going anyway. So you just drain it out, and then you just start doing all these things. Ladies, are there any things that you do to manifest in your life?
It's actually kind of like great, like what you said, because that's exactly what I wrote about this morning, where it's just like, there's a lot of us who say, oh, like I have faith and I believe, but then there's like that doubt. So then there's that, like you're almost canceling everything out. So that was literally the word that I got this morning, where it's just kind of like, have like 100% faith, and there's no doubt. Like there's no doubt in it whatsoever. So like it's kind of really online with what you were saying, which is good, which I guess God's like confirming some shit. But my whole thing is like the same thing, where my phone always rings, so I do hear it. However, I don't pick it up until I am finished praying and putting like I have a whole situation together in the morning. So I do that. And then that's when I start doing everything else. And that's kind of allowed me different pockets. Like I do that, and then I do my cardio. And while I'm doing cardio, I'm still like praying and all this other stuff. So that's kind of been really like my routine. And it's kind of allowed, it's kind of weird. Once that started happening, all the excess weight that I had gained, like more on the bloating side, has like really, like I dropped like 7 inches. I dropped 15 pounds. Like all this stuff is kind of like literally just kind of came off, and it was all that kind of negative energy that was holding. So it's really like beneficial, like once you figure out what's for you, because everybody's routine and their, if you listen to, like if Monique was like to say exactly what she does, that might not work for you. But kind of figuring out how you connect with whatever higher power that is. So that's kind of a long short of my routine, but it's definitely been beneficial, and kind of getting back to the basics was like my whole game plan.
What about you, Kiki?
Yeah, for me, I normally write a lot of things down, or I tend to write things down in like a journal or a notebook. But for me, something that I'm going through right now, where I have always been positive my whole life, I've always been a manifester, but so much bad has happened where I started to doubt. So I would do this thing where I would manifest it, but then I would doubt and say, oh no, maybe I'm not, or maybe. So something I'm working on is I'm getting really better at that. And I love that you said, Tamerri, like, let it go, like be thankful for where you are right now and put it out into the universe and kind of let God and the universe take the wheel. So that's something that I've been really working on, and I've been getting better at it. But what I normally do, in the morning, I wake up, I thank God for another day. I thank the universe, and I do a lot of it in my head. I talk out loud. Like this morning I was in the shower and I was like, because I had applied for this job, and I was doing in the shower, like, yes, it's for me. I can't wait to start. And that's something new for me, because I've been so doubtful in the past where it hasn't even crossed my mind. I kind of press submit and I let it go. So it's all about, I was going to say mood boards, but what's the
mood board?
Yeah, mood board.
Vision board, mood board,
whatever. There you go. doing vision boards and writing things down and burning a lot of things that I want to release. So I normally say, God, please release me from the things that no longer serve me. So that's kind of how I've been doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is, and I like this question, what is one thing that each person really wants to manifest this year?
Ooh. So that's a loaded one. For me, so I want to continue to strengthen my marriage, and that's just going to be a goal for the rest of my life as long as I'm married. My husband and I want to have a baby, so I know it's coming. I know it's going to happen. It's just I'm more of like, let me be ready for that dramatic change, because I don't have any children right now. So that's a big thing. Incorporating new things to my business that I don't want to talk about until I have them out to talk about. I know that's coming and I'm super excited about that. But I think it's the first time in my life where I feel super content, which I've always been like, okay, I got to do this and I got to do this. And now I feel like all the chips are like, they're lying and in the stories being written. So I feel comfortable in that. And I think the last because I always tell people on the new moon, you manifest. On the full moon, it's about creation and things coming to fruition. So for years, I would be manifesting on the new moon and writing everything that I wanted and listing all these things. And now I'm like being more intentional and Monique, like, yeah, that's what I've been doing.
Just started doing that. I'm like, listen, I need all the energy in the universe. Okay,
it worked. Trust me. When I look back and read all the qualities that my husband has and everything that I had been writing for years while I was in other relationships, by the way, it all came true. So that's powerful. But I'm also accepting like whatever lesson I'm supposed to learn, let me learn it so that I continue my soul's growth. So I'm trying to just be more grateful and just not list all these things because I know I can have it. It's just, is that going to be the best for me?
Right. I think I'm coming into that too, like not kind of sitting back and listening to God or source or whatever you call God, or the higher power, and just getting that, let it go, trust, and what you need may not always be what you want, but what you need is always better usually than what you wanted.
Always.
So I feel like that's been my word as of late, because of course I'm a Scorpio. I'm intense. It's black and white. Like, I'm a true Scorpio to heart. I already know it. Kiki tells me this all the time. TK will mention it very highly all the time.
That part.
And on top of that, I'm even probably more intense because I'm an only child as well. So it's just kind of like, listen, I be talking to God like this, like, listen, I don't know why this has not happened in this time. God, you know I'm trying to manifest some stuff. You know I'm trying to manifest this. It should have been here. I've been working hard. Like, just to like sit back and trust and just be like, listen, this is not what you want. I mean, what you want may not be happening right now because you need something else. And what you need, you're going to be more happy with. And I know that, I feel like God be talking to me like, God talks to me like I would talk to myself anyway. So it's just one of those things where I can hear it and I be laughing. I be chopping it up with God and how, and so, but I think one of the things that I really want to manifest this year is, I have to be honest, this is uncut. I am 33 now and I really want to manifest a long-term relationship. Yeah,
there's nothing wrong with that.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Insane.
What you want is what you want. You deserve what you want. So
Thank you. I want to manifest that. I want to manifest a long-term relationship. I mean, of course, I still want to manifest more of a successful career, but this pandemic has really showed me, like, one day I woke up, I was like, Mo, what the fuck are you doing with your life? And I was like, listen, I'm over here, like, let me tell you, when I did my Christmas tree and putting it up, I was like, oh, I could be having hot cocoa with my man right now. Like, where are you? Like, can we manifest this healthy relationship that I'm looking for?
I don't know your chart, but if you're Gemini rising, Saturn and Jupiter would be moving into your ninth house. So you might be open to foreigners or people that are further away than what you think. Like
Oh,
that could be a thing. And now we can meet anyone from around the world. So I would just give you the tip to try that out. And then the North Node is going to be transiting your first. Oh, it's in your first house. So there's already a change and a desire, a natural desire that you have right now. And I haven't even seen your chart, but I can tell just by you saying that that's the areas of your life that's activating.
right,
So.
right. Because I've always focused on my career. I could care less about a relationship. Like I just never really cared enough to really put in enough effort to be out. It was just like, if you come, you come. Don't expect me to give you any love, no real attention. Like it's not happening. But now I do desire that, which is kind of throwing me off a little bit. It's a little weird, but But that's my wrap up. Okay, Kiki and TK, tell us what y'all the number one thing y'all want to manifest this year.
What I'm manifesting this year, I know for me, it's one thing is financial stability and making sure I get everything together, like getting my credit together. Monique, you helped me with that by telling me about self. And this is the first time because, I am the only child and I wasn't taught a lot of things. So yes, I'm 35, but I wasn't taught about like taxes because my mommy did everything, you know what I'm saying? Did everything for me.
Yeah.
So I really want to be independent and get my financial situation together and get my credit together and just manifest an abundance of financial coins in my bank account. That would be great.
What's your rising sign again?
A Sagittarius.
I'm that's your rising sign? You're double Sag
too. I'm
okay,
Sag through and through.
Okay, so then so that's why you've had Saturn and Jupiter in your second house. Saturn being like, girl, get it together. Like, because Saturn wants to make everything structural, but then Jupiter also bringing opportunity. So when it moves out and the movement happens Monday, it's moving out of Capricorn. You'll have some release around the financial. You'll start to, I remember the last time Saturn was transiting my second, it felt like to the day it moved out, I'm like, get out of my second house. I need these coins. Like, it was like, so.
No, honestly, I can't wait.
You know what I mean? Structure, like lay down.
I've been looking at it, keeps saying like, financially things are going to get better for you because it's been a rough time. So that's something that I've been manifesting for 2021 is the financial. So I'm happy that you say that. And of course, another thing is, manifesting a good man to come into my life because like Monique said, I've also been about my career. And in my 20s, I was always like, I don't want a boyfriend. I'm good. But now I want a boyfriend. So I've been manifesting not just any man, but a good man, someone who is not insecure and someone who likes me for me and someone who doesn't want to change me. So kind of manifesting a relationship, financial stability, and a successful hosting career or leading me in the path of doing what I love, which is on-air hosting instead of working to try to get a check because you have to put what you love on the side. You have to get the coin. I want to do more of what I love. So that's what I've been manifesting.
I love it.
Yeah.
Kind of like on the same things. There was maybe about like 3 or 4 weeks ago, a very specific number that kind of popped up into I don't know, like my spirit. And then I kind of met some people back from college, all that stuff. So there's a very specific number that I'm looking for financial wise for my business and then overall career. And then I don't know, like Monique was saying, God has a sense of humor because he's been bringing me these bring me these gentleman callers, and some of them been lesson learned. Some of them just been like, oh, you haven't learned yet. All right, you know what? Clearly, let's start this over again. So I appreciate God for not wasting my time because I probably would have been wasting my time. So let me just give him a shout out for that. But yeah, there's very specific things that I'm looking for. I think it was like Megan Good, and there's somebody else who was talking about it at like when and then Sierra, they were like, there is a very specific list. So for each, when I do my meditations in the morning, when I pray for like a relationship, there's very specific, there's a line of things that I pray for every single day. And there might be something in the works. So, I'm just going with the flow. And another thing that I learned from 2021 was just kind of being in the moment, which is very, very hard for me to do. So the gentleman caller that I am, we're dabbling. I'm really learning that. So I don't know if it's just a learning thing right now or, but yeah, that's essentially. So some money and a man. That's what it all comes
Some money and a man.
Money and a man.
And I don't know your rising sign, but I know when you being a Leo, you're about to have Saturn and Jupiter opposing your sun eventually over the next 2 years, let's say 2.5 years. So you're going to be balancing a lot. And there's going to be almost like a work on you, like yourself, your light, how you show up in the world as the sun, and you're ruled by the sun as a Leo. So there's going to be a lot of structure coming to your life, and you're going to have to balance a lot of things and kind of prioritize. So I can tell you that just by not knowing your birth time or anything.
Yeah, I think it's a Taurus, but I don't know. I did it one day when I asked Monique. But I think
no, your rising is a Scorpio.
Oh, like me. Okay, so
a Taurus. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know why I didn't say that like a long time ago.
Okay, you guys all have Taurus moons? No. Yeah, then you might
we have I don't know what her moon sign is, but I know her rising is Scorpio.
I think the moon is Taurus because the Taurus, I found it weird because it was the same sign as the guy I was dating before, and he was a Taurus. That's why
so you all three have Taurus moons. That's why we're getting along. Because I have a Taurus sun. So when someone's moon sign is in your sun sign, there's like usually an instant affinity, like you understand them, or vice versa. My husband is a Capricorn, but he has a Taurus moon, and my brother is a Sagittarius, but he has a Taurus moon.
You know what's funny? I used to I'm normally attracted to Tauruses without knowing their sign. And then as I get to know them, they're like, oh, I'm a Taurus. And I'm like, yo, why are most of my exes Tauruses? Then I learned my moon sign. I'm like, oh, that's probably why.
Yeah, I'm really attracted to Taurus men. My best friend is a Taurus. He's a guy. I dated a Taurus, and even though we didn't work out, we're still really good friends. Because we, I don't know, like deeper issues, we really rock on. We really like relate. I'm really like attracted to Taurus. One of my other really good friends, when I'm around her, it's just a really good energy, and she's a Taurus.
Yeah,
I'll bypass on all of them. I'm good. Taurus.
Well, Leo and Taurus are 90 degrees. They're square. So even if that's your moon sign, though, that's a part of you need to embrace, because your moon is what you need emotionally. That's like your deep seated, the part of you that people don't know. The sun is like the desire, like what I want to express. But the moon is like deep down. Most people don't know that about me. So, but for Leo, I can see how that can be hard, because Leos are very headstrong and Taurus are very stubborn. So if there's no one's gonna bend, you're not gonna go anywhere. Same thing with Taurus and Scorpio. They're all fixed signs. So there could just be like, who's in charge? Somebody has to submit at sometimes, or you guys have to know when to. But so that means, TK, that you're having changes coming around your home life too. So if you're thinking of moving, if you're thinking of buying a house or selling or renovating, like those are going to be focused on you, because we both have Scorpio rising. Yeah.
I've been having like actually a particular, I was manifesting certain things that I want as far as moving. And then I've been seeing the apartment every morning. It's the same type of apartment. So I'm waiting for it to like literally pop up, because that's what I'm going to go for. Like I've been seeing it literally every single morning, the same type of bedding, the same structure. So I'm waiting to see it pop up. So I'm actively looking, but I'm looking for that particular spot. So I know it's that person probably moving out soon. They probably just put it in. So
it's that or better. If it's not that, it's better.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. Okay. And I have one last question, because we're about to wrap up, and this might be taken out because this is technically pre-recorded. But on Monday, the Great Conjunction is happening. Give us a little bit on that. I know this will be after this episode airs, but I want to know how this is going, like throw us for a loop, because this hasn't happened in this particular way in like 800 years. I think it's been like
It's been 20 years since Saturn and Jupiter have met together in Aquarius. But it's been 200 years since it's been in an air sign. So it's that they've been meeting up in earth signs this whole time. Now they're about to start a series of air signs. So that's exactly what I was talking about at the beginning of the show. It was like the type of energy that's coming about, because Saturn has been in Capricorn, the sign that it rules. It also rules Aquarius traditionally, but Capricorn and Aquarius are two very different signs Capricorn being more about business and structure and climbing, and Aquarius is about ideals and people. So that's why we're moving more to like the humanitarian way of doing things versus the greedy way. And one tip that I want to give viewers, currency and money is going to be probably changing. And we're seeing that already with crypto. And I know it sounds far-fetched right now, like banks, and like I think banks should be a little afraid, like the traditional bank, because Saturn is going to square Uranus, and those are two. So anytime outer planets are making transits or they're affecting each other, that's a global change because they take longer to move. So Saturn and Uranus are going to square each other several times next year. And Uranus is in Taurus, which is money and finances. And Saturn and Aquarius is people, innovation, and change. So it's like they're at odds. So someone has to win out. So I do think if you can get you some crypto, just a little bit, there's Bitcoin is like $20,000. One Bitcoin is like $20,000 right now.
It is, but they have the app. They have Coinbase. It's called Coinbase.
Yes,
I'm on
I have Coinbase.
Yes, I have Coinbase, and just for everybody out there on for our viewers, Coinbase is the basic, and it helps you. It has Litecoin on there. It has XRP on there. Yes. It has Bitcoin on there.
Stellar Loomis.
Yes, they've added more and they continue to add more. It's the easiest because I also have Robinhood. Robinhood is a little more it's a little more complicated, but Coinbase, if y'all want to get into cryptocurrency and you're a beginner, it's going to be the easiest way to go. That's where I bought my first Litecoin. That's when it was $79.
And now what is it worth?
I think it went down a lot.
It's going to go back up.
Yeah, it's now starting to rise again. So I think I'm a little bit past what I bought it for now. So so it did come back up. It flexed. I know we had that big drop the year I bought it, that during that Christmas. So I was a little nervous, but somebody was telling me to keep it there, keep my cryptocurrency. And so I just continue to put money into that too, because my ex had told me about it a long time ago when it was just beginning. I think at that time, Bitcoin was like $90 when he told me about it. And there wasn't Coinbase. So there wasn't beginner apps. It was very, very hard to get into. It was very hard to understand. I was just like, whatever. But when Coinbase came up, it was definitely easier. And you just put your bank account on there. Boom, you put your money into your stock, or you buy a coin, or your crypto, and then it just kind of flexes. But yeah, when Bitcoin hit 20,000, I was like, oh, it's like, this is real.
It's happening, I think. And it's just a little by little. You can just get you a little bit and just see how don't take all your money out. Like, money's not going away tomorrow. But I think the way we exchange money is going to change. There's clearly that energy is happening. I mean, there was a time when credit card was like a crazy concept, like you paying for something that wasn't actually physical or gold. So I would just say, watch out for that. And technology, it's good. I think we're all going, like a lot of us obviously love doing podcasts and things. I think that's going to continue to grow. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it actually plays out. But those are just a few of the ways, especially what I was talking about at the beginning of the show.
Right. And then I guess I have a couple questions to follow up with that with too, which I feel like we talked about already. Us being in media, how is media changing, entertainment changing? And also, because it's more of a humanitarian, we're going into more of a humanitarian. Is love also changing as well? Are we going to start getting back to less casual relationships and more like investment relationships?
Well, I don't know if I see that trend happening. I'm going to look more into it now that you've specifically asking that question. I don't think so. I think we're going to continue to see the pool widen of like how I told you, you might want to try to date someone across the pond. I think more barriers are just being broken down for us. And when it comes to meeting people, and the same thing is happening in media. So I think with media, we're going to continue to see some of these big companies be broken apart, meaning that it's time for the little guys to kind of have a chance. You know what I mean? It's more about people. It's more about having more options versus a conglomerate that's controlling 80% of media. You know what I'm saying? So I do foresee that possibly being a shift. Where there's just more access, and it's already happening. Obviously now, like YouTube used to be like the main visual thing, but now there's all these other different ways that you can have a show or express yourself. And so I do see that trend continuing. And that'll probably be through companies that come out the woodwork, like how Clubhouse did, you know what I mean? And kind of break the media barrier and how we watch. There's just so much content right now. Like, think about it. Movie theaters are going to be irrelevant, probably.
Yeah.
So that's already happening, you know, like they're releasing movies on Warner Brothers on, you know, what is it, Netflix or not Netflix, but on live streaming. I mean, on demand streaming. So that's already happening, which is crazy. I would never have foreseen like movie theaters. Like I haven't even thought about going to movie theater. I don't really miss it, to be honest. I mean, I don't know. That's just me.
Yeah, I don't either. That's the weird thing.
It's like,
and I used to love it.
Used to it. It's like you can watch in the comfort of your own home. And like you said, there's so many streaming services like Netflix, Hulu, Amazon, Disney Plus. HBO said, guess what, Netflix? We taking everything off because now we're about to create our own. So there's just so much content out there. So I was thinking about the movie theater. I was like, maybe they should stop being $20 a person and bring those
Thank you, and charging
down.
$20 for popcorn. I'm bringing my popcorn in.
Okay.
And a little drink. Okay. A little bottle. Can I get a little bottle? So yeah. But thank you so much, ladies, queens. Do y'all have any other questions for Tamerri before we kind of like let her go?
Tamerri, I just feel like I'm gonna probably hit you up on IG because I just would love, and I don't know if like you do a thing of like reading charts or have a service. So I probably will do that because it's going to take too much time. Because like I said earlier, I feel like I've been in this weird space where a lot of bad has happened and I am still open for the good. So I would just love to know what the future may look like. So I'm definitely
doing that.
Gonna hit you up on IG and tap in for your services.
Yeah, I am too. I definitely
do.
am.
I love it.
I mean, I guess I can too. I mean, I know you're just gonna reiterate how great Leos are, but you know, I don't mind hearing it again. So I definitely will follow you on IG, and you know, we'll discuss. And
yes, I love Leos. My mother-in-law is a Leo.
I'm just
Lord,
amazing people.
That tells you enough. Yes, and one of my closest friends, a Leo. I talk to her every day. I love Leos. Yeah.
Oh my God.
He said Obama.
They love talking about Obama.
Berry, J-Lo.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Great. But you know, we could discuss. No, I would definitely. I encourage people that just kind of think that the world is just, you know, what's in front of them. There's just so much more going on, and I would definitely be, on a serious note, I'd definitely be interested to just see how. Because I'm like I said in the very, very beginning, like I'm into astrology, but just where Leo's at, that's pretty much where I stopped. This rise and moon and all this other stuff, I didn't really, you know, cater to it until, you know, I started hanging out with Monique and Kiki and the crew, the old AfterBuzz Black Girl crew.
Oh, AfterBuzz, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just, I'm definitely interested to just kind of see how that all aligns, and, you know, just another avenue to, you know, be great. So definitely.
Yeah. I love when you have a reading, it kind of opens up your eyes. It's almost like this person explained who I am. And like, you don't even.
Great.
It's amazing.
So much guidance. It kind of gives you that peace of mind to be able to kind of sit back and let God work.
Yeah.
I feel like it's just your angels talking to you
because
you're not. A lot of times we really don't just sit back and listen, no matter how much we meditate. And it just helps you to get that guidance right in the moment. Like with somebody speaking to you, you focus, and your angels can come down and be like, girl, get your shit together. Okay, here you go.
The angels and the ancestors.
Yes. Angels and ancestors. That's yes. Double A.
Exactly. But Tamerri, tell our Queendom family everywhere where they can find you. Thank you so much for coming on.
Yes.
Because I feel like motivational for everybody going in 2021. So let everybody know where they can find you.
Yes. So you can find me on my website, astrofashionista.com. That's where you can book a personal reading. My IG is at astrofashionista. So it's spelled ASTRO fashionista. So how you would actually spell it's very long, but those are probably the best two ways to reach me at this time because I'm always, DMing on IG or, sending me a note on my website. So I would say those are two best ways. And my YouTube channel too. I have a YouTube channel. So if you look up Astro Fashionista, I put videos up about the energy and things like that that's going on at the current time.
Just followed.
Yay!
We knew Kiki was. She's
I'm like,
yes.
I'm all about astrology, so I love it.
Yes.
Queens, let the audience know where they can find you.
Yes, first of all, thank you so much, Tamerri, for coming on. I think this was such a great motivation, and like Monique said, something great for 2021 to just look forward to. But my name is Nikia Monet, and you guys can find me on all social media at Kiki Boom Boom.
And you can find me on everything at TK Trinidad. If you're interested in like the body scrubs, body butters, all that good natural stuff, you can go to centerin.co. Same thing on all social media platforms. Some great things coming up, a whole new marketing campaign right before the holidays. Before Valentine's Day, I should say, if you're alone or if you have a boo, there's a whole something coming down the pipes. So definitely look out for that.
Go boo. And y'all can find me on IG at It's Monique Loveless. Clearly, I'm more so in Clubhouse now. So if you're not there, sorry. So other than that, you can catch the Queens everywhere on all social media platforms at Queens Uncut. And also make sure you check out our YouTube channel at Black Queens Uncut. And now you can find us on our new website at blackqueensuncut.com. Go enter your email so that we can give you updated exclusive contests. We just did a giveaway for Christmas. So make sure you go in, plug in your email so you can stay updated so we can give out all these goodies and stuff and keep you updated on all of our great episodes. And that's www.blackqueensuncut.com. And you can check us out everywhere every Wednesday on Apple, Spotify, Google, Anchor, and so many more. But I feel like everywhere most people go to either Spotify or Apple. So make sure y'all catch us there. Thank you, Queendom family. Thank you, Tamerri, for coming on.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
We will definitely be reaching out, and we hope that other queens will too. So that y'all can get those readings so y'all can stray y'all's lives a little bit, get a little comfortable in what's going on. So yes, thank you. And thank you, Queendom family. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Tamerri.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.